Russia's President Vladimir Putin continues to claim that he shares his Chinese counterpart's so-called vision for multilateralism. Especially after Joe Biden's poll victory last month, the Putin administration has been warming up to China at the diplomatic level. Yet Russia continues to perceive China as a threat and wants to check the delusional paper dragon's growing influence. At a strategic level, Russia is working against China's interests. Russia is trying to block Xi's ambitions of connecting China with the oil-rich Arab and African nations as well as the lucrative European markets. China has three routes to reach the Arab and Western world if we presume that Xi's Gwadar port plan will fail, because of all the problems that the China-Pakistan economic corridor is facing. Interestingly, Russia is making its presence felt in all these three regions: the Arctic, the Strait of Malacca, and Central Asia. The Strait of Malacca is the present route for Chinese trade with the Middle Eastern countries as well as Europe. But China wants to diversify because the Strait of Malacca is a strategic choke point in the Indo-Pacific connecting the Indian and Pacific Oceans. 80% of China's oil imports pass through the South China Sea via the Strait of Malacca. New Delhi, on the other hand, has been stepping up pressure against China. India has been militarizing the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in close proximity to the Strait of Malacca. And given the fragile Sino-India ties, Beijing remains wary of India's ability to block the Strait of Malacca at will, which will literally choke the paper dragon. Russia remains supportive of India's ambitions to dominate the Strait of Malacca. In September, India and Russian navies even conducted a bilateral exercise near the Strait of Malacca. Xi Jinping's flagship Belt and Road initiative has become the fulcrum of China's foreign policy and soft power display today. But when launched, it was merely a transportation project to connect China with the rest of the world. As such, Central Asia continues to figure at the top of Xi's PRI's agenda. If Xi Jinping has to reach the oil-rich Arab countries and European markets, he will have to keep investing heavily in the 5 Central Asian republics of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan. But it is not so easy. Central Asia is a part of former Soviet world, and Moscow still considers it as a privileged sphere of influence. In fact, Putin doesn't like how China eats into Russian space. The Kremlin has even started funding anti-China research of sorts regarding Central Asia. So when China tried to stake claim over half of Tajikistan, Russian media outlets did seem to have got angry. Similarly, Kyrgyzstan, which remains politically influenced by Russia, witnessed a major regime change recently that can now jeopardize BRI investments in the Central Asian country. The Arctic is the most futuristic route in Xi's vision to connect China with West Asia and Europe. The resource-rich Arctic is presently a snow-covered region without much potential for maritime trade. But global warming is melting the polar ice cap, and a few decades down the line, the region is expected to warm up for shipping activity. China feels that the Arctic can be its shortcut to solve the Malacca dilemma, so the paper dragon calls itself a near-Arctic state. Though it is a different matter that China is as far away from the Arctic as Poland. Russia, however, doesn't buy China's near-Arctic state rhetoric. In fact, the Putin administration strongly asserts the primacy of 8 Arctic countries, including Russia itself, in the region. Of late, Russia has even tested a hypersonic missile into the Arctic and an anti-satellite missile which presumably focuses on the Arctic region. The Putin administration has also restored a Soviet-era facility for testing small weapons in extreme Arctic conditions. So even if Russia may not antagonize China publicly, it has definitely blocked China's 3 routes to the rest of the world, along with Xi's ambitions to make China a true superpower. Thanks for tuning into India Uncovered. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. That's the only way we can get through the algorithms.